listening?
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATV with Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time. Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Yes, welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters? Right there enjoying a quintessential three-dog day. It's the one, the only Eric Zane.
Hello there, Christian. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I'm Christian Blatt. And Eric, I want to let people know that before this show is over, before today's episode is over, you'll know where both Eric and I stand on MILFs, shooting broads who tell you they're pregnant, and most controversial rock and roll avatars that look like cartoons. But first, I think we need to explain the way the show works. We love super chats. We will read them. We'll interrupt anything we're doing in order to read them. Right, Eric?
Within reason. I mean, if
Okay,
we're
within reason. That's
on,
fair.
on the rare moment that we're on a roll, okay, like with jokes or something or momentum, then no. But as soon as we get that lull, then yeah, that super chat is going up. If whatever the amount is, because the goal is that you write down something ridiculous that Christian has to say to end the show. So
Exactly.
whatever it may be, that's his sign off. So whoever has the highest amount that throws it up there in the super chat, and then creatively write something for Christian to say, that's how we end the show.
We've had some very interesting things for me to say at the end, and you can tell when your friends and family aren't watching your show when you're talking about how perhaps, let's just say, multiple figures in German history are maybe not that bad, and no one says, I can't believe you said that.
Right,
so then I'm
right.
like, all right, so you're not watching the show. Okay,
Exactly.
that's all right.
Exactly.
I have put up a chat from Principled Uncertainty because that's another thing to let people know that we will put up free chats occasionally on this show. And Principled Uncertainty says, I need the laugh today. I came here anyway. So
All right, that's enough of his free ride there. Let's get to somebody who's actually paying some cheddar.
That's right.
Love it. Mongo, $2 says Eric Zane. Great hair, even greater guy. I know. Thank you.
I put on my glasses because I was looking at that super chat and I'm like, it's a good chat. It might be a great chat. And then I put on my glasses. It was just a good chat. I thought it was an even greater gay, but I guess you exude heterosexuality. Eric
Absolutely. And even a little homosexuality too. But I also need to point out, like you talked about, if you make us laugh or say something that's truly funny, it's going right up there. You're going to have to do a lot more than just the crazy I hate you insults. I mean, I love insults if they're good. But if you just say this show sucks, you're going to have to work harder than that. You're better than that, frankly, you know?
Yeah. See, that's a $2 from Funeral Director. I'm gonna let you read all that. It's so much.
I don't know what half of that means. It just says hashtag Phil Elephant.
So
hashtag
Phil Elephant, which I believe is Phil Elmore, who I have no beef with. In fact, I might ask Phil about doing a special something in the near future. F Joey C, and then in parentheses is the C word. You gotta give me more than $2. You want me to say the C world or C word? Here's the thing. So my daughter's homesick from school today. She's downstairs.
Okay.
So I'm going to put a price tag on which swear words I'll use for which dollar amount. If you want me to use the C word, you have to spend at least $5. I think.
How much would it cost for you to live stream walk? How old's a kid?
She's 6.
Okay. What would it take for you to go up to her face and call her the C word?
I think we're talking David Chandler, nice money.
Okay, $1,000. Christian will go up to a 6-year-old.
Absolutely.
And call her son.
Yep. I'll give her 200. And keep. Well, I got to split it with you, but I'll still give her 200.
No, you can have my share. You can have my share. That's how I'm the gift that keeps giving. No, you know what? I would never want you to do that, and I wouldn't let you do that.
Okay, that's good. I appreciate.
I would feel too badly. I would feel too badly.
She's so little; she's never heard that word before.
No.
So
no. Okay. Thank you to funeral director. Right. Say C and F words angrily in the re word. In the re-read.
Okay. Well, yeah. If the 143, thank you. 143 to you too, funeral director. Look, if that becomes my sign off and $20, you're definitely setting the bar high. We will read other super chats. We will read other regular chats. But I think that what's most important that we do, Eric, is I think we need to head over to the world of local news.
Others imitate it. We appreciate it.
WATP, who are these local newscasters? Who are these newscasters?
So, as they say in the news business, if it bleeds, it leads. And I was really trying to come up with something that rhymes with booms. And all I came up with is if it booms, it looms. And you don't have to tell me that sucks. I get it. That was all I got. But I think go ahead, Eric.
I couldn't have done it. I think that was fine.
Oh, okay.
Looms means it hangs around. We're going to talk about this. Is fantastic.
It's been hanging over me since I saw this yesterday afternoon. We had a very different run order for the clips today.
Right.
And then I saw a little something that happened over in Arlington, Virginia. Now, do you know this story, Eric? Do you know what happened yesterday in Arlington, Virginia?
Well, because it booms, it looms. It led the Today Show today. Yeah. Christian Blatt.
It sure did. So we are definitely just going to first show the video, and we'll talk a little bit more about it once everybody gets to see it. And I suspect we will play this more than once.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Let's listen to the guy who filmed it and his buddy.
Get the fuck out of here.
Didn't hear that on the Today Show, did you, Eric?
Fucking, it happens that's like every night in Compton. Jesus Christ. I loved Hamilton Berger, who wrote, "If there's a blast, we podcast."
Oh, beautiful. I love that, Hamilton Berger. So you got up there for free. That's just come up with the good ones like Hamilton Berger. Wait a minute. That's not Tukey, is it?
No, Deng Lizard throws €5 and says, "So Christian, you're part of the See You Next Tuesday network, but you won't mention the C word." I think he wants to say word there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, I'm just basically trying to get more money today. Look, today's the day where I'm not going to use the C word as often as I would usually.
Right.
Usually that's how Eric and I greet each other.
Exactly. Hey, cunt. Hey, cunt.
Exactly. But yeah, it's like we're like British football players. Let's see that boom one more time and maybe zoom in on it a little. Let's see what's happening. Oh my gosh, how great is that?
Wow. And it no one really cares how it started. I guess some crazy guy was doing shit with a flare gun and
he was shooting off a flare gun earlier in the day, and the first news clips I were looking for were the flare guns, and I'm like, no, that's I'm sorry, I'm not interested in that. Where's the big boom? And he did not want to be served I guess a warrant, and then I guess there were a series of flare guns, and according to somebody we're going to hear from in a moment, he was shooting off the suspect was shooting off some kind of automatic weapon. He wasn't sure what it was. He was like, no, the police weren't doing it. And the reporter, I didn't get this part because it takes a while to get to it. The reporter's, basically saying that Okay, but we heard that he was shooting off flare guns. No, flare guns was in the afternoon. He definitely got an assault rifle. So he gets up there and he films this. And Hamilton Burger, this story is the opening verse to Smoke on the Water.
It really is, because I think he says some stupid with a flare gun burns a place to the ground. That's incredible.
Well, I would like to introduce our WATB audience to a gentleman named Alex Wilson, who, if this catches on, he'll be known as the Explosion Bro, because he's definitely a bro. That was his video. I believe that's his wife and his friend that are commenting after it happens while he's filming it. And the local Fox affiliate, you can see it right there, Fox 5 in DC, did indeed find Alex, and they talked to him for a little bit. Here's some of what he had to say. She asked, what's going on through your mind?
I mean, dude, it's blank. Are you kidding me? It's like pure shock. You see that and you're just, my wife next to me, my pregnant wife next to me sitting there, my buddy on the other side, she screamed. My other buddy's just screaming no, it's just like, there's no real, there's no explanation to it. I'm still in shock about it, to be honest.
The only disappointing thing is that Jim Brewer hasn't been on Saturday Night Live for like 20 years, because I'm ready for the Jim Brewer impression of Alex Wilson.
He's cracking up the whole time.
He's like, oh man.
He can't stop smiling. It's like me on this show.
Right, exactly. He is so excited that that house blew up. He didn't know the guy. He seems to know a lot about it. He's like, yeah, I've found out his name, but he found out his name just from watching the news. And I think that there's a key moment, a key takeaway from what he had to say is that he was sitting there with his pregnant wife. So then the reporter kind of asks him 2 quick questions here.
Are you going to go to bed tonight? It's going to be a while.
How's your wife doing?
She's cleaning. She's cleaning right now in the dark because we don't have any light right now.
So I would like to point to Alex Wilson as proof to the saying we hear often that not all heroes wear capes. He's out here talking to reporters, and his pregnant wife is at home cleaning
the house.
Dark. In the dark.
Why? Give her a fucking break, Alex. She's fucking pregnant.
Wow.
Jesus.
She's gonna get a break after the baby pops.
Oh my God.
Thinking,
Average Cracker. This is fantastic. Throws 1999 at us and says, like a Melendez hemorrhoid, you guys are growing on me. Good show, fellas. Well,
all right, Average Cracker. You know what, Average Cracker? I consider you an above average cracker. What do you think about that? All right.
That's very nice. Very, very
nice. That's the kind of compliment you'll only get here on WATB. So I'm going to stay on the the pregnant broad tip for a moment. This is a video that we got from our buddy Jody B, who people know from the Po' Boys podcast. And I joined him on another show. He helps out Carl with stuff for WATP periodically. Hey. He had posted this, and he and I had a little exchange. So let's hear about what happened when this gentleman encountered multiple burglars in his home.
The words of the 80-year-old homeowner who confronted 2 robbers.
I walked in on them, and they downed me. They jumped on me in the hallway.
But Tom Greer says he managed to get his .22 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver. He says when that unarmed couple saw his gun, they took off out the back door, and he followed.
The lady didn't run fast as a man, so I shot her in the back twice. She's dead, and they told her off, but he got away. She says, "Don't shoot me. I'm pregnant with a baby." And I shot her
anyway. So
come on.
I think in that situation, I think a lot of people would probably have pause. But this gentleman, I think his house had apparently been broken into previously. I believe by other individuals. So he didn't have any time for that. And before anybody gets upset, Jody B also shared with me that the Long Beach homeowner was indeed cleared in the death of the suspected burglar who pled for her life.
I hope he shot the one in the blackface there. The fuck is going on there?
The article mentions she was not actually pregnant.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that makes us feel even better. I mean,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Look, it's funny either way, Eric. It's just a little funnier.
You're right. It's still hilarious if the first way, just like you said. I don't know why I repeated your joke. What an asshole.
No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Vince the lawyer. Is that the Vince the lawyer? Vince, I hear tell that Vince is an evil lawyer, but he just gave me $2, so I think I feel otherwise.
He writes, like stage 4 cancer, you guys are quickly killing me. Now, look, I want you guys to know that I know there's a handful of you, maybe all of you, who want to say terrible things, and you're doing okay, but it's not terrible enough. And if you want to get really terrible, you should throw a dollar amount with it so that we can put it up here. Why are you wasting your energy? But have some people see your fucking joke or your crack or your insult. What the fuck is wrong with you pussies? Spend some money.
There was somebody last week who put in dozens of insults, but didn't put any dollar amounts.
No,
we didn't read any of them.
Cheap fuck. Spend some money.
And just before we move on from this story, you'll see right there, an autopsy showed that Miller, that's the lady in question, was not pregnant. I forgot that I had.
I just love the guy. His matter of fact, he thought she was pregnant, and he goes, "You told me she was pregnant. I shot her anyway." I mean, that was like crazy.
Well, it's also like, well, if you're pregnant, what are you doing breaking into my house? You know,
right.
You know, so I don't know, but in any case, sorry. How are we doing on the super chats at the moment?
Oh, we're doing great. This one's funny. I'll have to say that Chad's missing upper lip. This is nice haircut, Eric. Thank you. Anything about my hair, I'm going to post it because my hair is awesome. He asked me if I got my frosted tips from Carl. No, I turned white at a very young age. So there you go. That's like legit silver fox fucking shit right there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I almost got a haircut this morning. Just imagine if we had both gotten a haircut right before the show.
We would
just imagine what people would have said.
No, it would have been a very creamy show for the audience because the two of us together, I have it on good authority that we are the most handsome duo in the history of all this stupid podcast shit. Between all these dumb fuck shows, ours is the most handsome. Everybody knows it.
I mean, look, I think that we're the most handsome people on the WATP network, but I don't know what that. I mean, we're comparing ourselves with Blind Mike, Vinny. Carl's a good-looking fella, obviously.
Absolutely. And then Nicole is one of our biggest fans. I think she's from somewhere in Europe. But anyway, European women love Christian and Eric. That is true.
Well.
See,
look at that. If only I'd known that.
She's gushing right now.
Exactly. All right, so we'll move on from the murder and the explosions right after funeral director super chat. Eric, what does he have to say?
It says, unlike Phil's marital martial arts background, you two are intelligent and not cheesy. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either. Oh my gosh, and more Dang Lizard.
Thank you, Dang Lizard. You're too kind. Like VTL, your D's are short. Okay, insult. I think you can do better.
Yeah, you can do better, but you know, he's already given us some money. So Dang Lizard, we hope you rise to the challenge. Now, our next story I chose because it was something I saw you post about on your own. It was something you commented on. Now, as we established in a past episode of this show, I was a big fan of the band Kiss growing up, and they allegedly played their final live concert Saturday night at Madison Square Garden. I was not interested in being there. They've been doing the same show for 5 years, and there was no variation from it until the end, which made me really glad that I wasn't there. So let's see what people were treated to at the Garden, and I think Eric has some thoughts.
Yeah.
By the way, I have thoughts too. I'm sorry. What were you going to say, Eric?
To start, they ended the show, and then everybody's expecting an encore, right?
Right.
This is what they get.
This is what they get.
Your power has made us immortal. The new Kiss era starts now. Oh yeah! Get
After decades of rocking and rolling all night, Kiss is calling it a career. They wrapped up the final show of their farewell tour at Madison Square Garden on Saturday night.
And I'll mute the newscaster so that our visual audience can just see some of what these Kiss avatars entail. And who needs a band to go out on tour?
Yeah,
when you can just watch a cartoon of them, Eric, right?
They went the extra mile. They got into those stop motion or those motion suits, whatever they are, with the little balls
the
all over
mocap
them.
suits. Yeah.
Yes, they did all that. And the idea, supposedly, is they're going to go to your town and you get to look at a screen and watch basically that video game Rock Band from back a decade and a half ago, where these stupid cartoons sing the Kiss songs. And then I wrote on my post, only people that are as dumb as Kiss fans would fall for something like this. Christian, I wasn't thinking about you specifically, but you are a Kiss fan.
I am, but Ace Frehley in an interview last week said that Kiss fans are dumb, but Ace Frehley fans are really smart, and I thought it was a great quote, actually. I think there are a lot of people who saw this and were like, "What the fuck?" And there have been some polls on social media. People are not that excited about this. I am going to let you know, but I do know enough people who will certainly spend a lot of money. It's like, well, I got to go see the Kiss cartoon. I think the only way that I would want to see it is if they somehow got it in that new venue in Vegas, the Sphere, that, the giant thing that U2 have played, like they're playing like 40 shows. I might see it somewhere like that, but I wouldn't want to spend a lot of money on something like this.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to me.
Could you imagine going to see the cartoon Kiss? Well, just in general, but then buying a T-shirt from the cartoon Kiss, and you're like, "Yeah, I was there." I mean, they weren't, but I was there.
Talk about a recipe for suicide, man! Because this might be the last nail in the coffin for somebody who's really desperate. They go to this thing and they look at their life choices. The next thing you know, they're throwing themselves off the parking garage.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that a lot of members of the Kiss Army are, always one or two steps away from jumping off a bridge or a tall building.
JFK Head Chunk, which is one of my favorite names in the chat, says Gene's avatar smells like tuna.
I guarantee it does. Well, I thought that was. By the way, most people, anybody I know, thinks that that's stupid. No matter how big a Kiss fan they saw that, it's like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. All right, so Ace Frehley should give us a little bit more credit, but once it's actually out there, I guarantee people will be like, "Well, I'll go check it out." I would go see it for free. I'm not gonna lie. I just wouldn't spend money on it.
What's interesting is Ace has new material out too, or is about to, or something like that.
Yeah, he has a song called 10,000 Volts that's out right now. You can find it on his YouTube channel.
And, Kiss doing all this silliness and Ace is just actually putting out new music, I think says a lot, and he's kind of like the guy, him and Peter Criss, who were kind of like, pushed away and not allowed back. I kind of like Ace. I'm team Ace.
Yeah, no, I think I think that we spent quite a lot of time with Ace on our what was it? It was our Halloween episode right here, and we visited with him on all of them on the Tomorrow Show with Tom Snyder. And I mean, I think people could have had a lot of reactions to that, but it would be difficult to come away from that and think, "Oh, I don't like Ace Frehley." I think he was definitely the winner. Tom Snyder sure loved him.
I was lucky enough back in the radio days to interview him via the phone, and he was super nice, very friendly, affable, easy to talk to. I didn't expect his voice, though. I had never heard his actual speaking voice.
Yeah.
And I was thrown off because he reminded me of Lenny from The Simpsons. He's got that same timbre to his fucking voice. I was like, Jesus Christ, is someone playing a prank on me?
No, he definitely does. And go ahead with funeral director's comment there. I want to make sure we get to that.
Funeral director for $2 writes, quote, "Recipe for suicide. That's Phil's diet."
Well, I think I'm pretty sure that it's spelled that way because YouTube won't let
Right.
you use
I
that
figured
word.
as much.
And YouTube videos, I believe you're supposed to say unalive myself. And, there's the, I forget now what Dick Masterson has a good euphemism for it. But, we try to avoid saying it.
All right.
But in any case, I do have what I hope I'm going to be able to play for you. Is I have a very quick little snippet of the interview from Ace Frehley that I mentioned. This was Thursday on Eddie Trunk's show on Sirius XM, and I've never quite played a clip on the show this way. So let me know if you hear it.
Well, to be honest, I don't really believe they're ending that touring career. How many times have they said they were going to retire? How many times have a half a dozen groups said they were going to retire and still come back? Personally, I don't know what their plans are. I know Gene is planning on buying a realty company, and he wants me to go in on it with him and sell swampland in New Jersey.
Jesus Christ.
So he still has the exact same laugh. And by the way, he's still telling the same jokes 45 years later.
Stupid.
He goes on to explain, like, oh, that was, Gene said that on the Tomorrow Show with Tom Snyder.
Was Trunk about to say there, are you serious?
Yes.
Was that what he was? Come on, Eddie, you asshole.
Well, I mean, he's been friends with Ace for a long time.
You serious?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No, Eddie thought he was serious.
He did think he was serious. Yeah.
Eddie, you fucking dick. It's a joke.
Well, Eddie's pretty much a straight shooter. He's a straight edge guy. I think if somebody really imagine that though, going into business, real estate business with the demon.
You're gonna sell swampland? Oh my God. Idiot.
All right. Well, we've had fun in the local news world, fun in the rock world, fun in the explosion world. Let's head over to the national newscast world. So this next one is, I believe, we've got a couple of firsts in our show this week. I believe this is our first nature clip, and we don't have a jingle for who are these nature broadcasters.
We will next week.
Well, I mean, I think that if we keep getting sent clips like this one, we're going to have to. So this comes from Connor in the Discord. Now, obviously, there's the Who Are These Podcasts Discord, and you can find there's a section in there for who are these broadcasters. The conversation got a little nerdy the last couple of days. I don't know who let all those nerds in, but we get some great clips from there, and we got this one from Connor. So if you have any clips for us, that's a great way to send them to us, is in the Discord. But this clip, I think it proves that no matter how many times you can, and there's Piranha. Sorry, Connor, the Piranha. Connor was right there in the chat, so he knows what's coming. He's the only one. But this clip proves that no matter how many times you catch a piranha, perhaps you should always, and I do mean always, be careful.
It's not one of the real monsters. In fact, it's quite average size. Although you can see it still has quite a snap on it and a superlative set of gnashers. Really mistimed that quite badly. Oh, ow! Well, it was about time that happened. I've been catching piranhas for a long, long time, and I've not been bitten yet. But that's my first piranha battle scar.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Those teeth, the amount of blood that was coming out. I don't know. I would do my best on camera to try and be a man about it. I definitely would have been crying.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
tears streaming down my face.
I would have spiked that fish like Rob Gronkowski, too. Son of a
Well,
bitch, motherfucker.
We don't know what happened when they turned the cameras off. You know? I don't even know if piranhas are good eating, but that might have been in the cards as well. You know.
Oh, that was fantastic. Oh my God, this is a great joke here. Holy shit. Hamilton Burger says those teeth are almost as nasty as Carl.
And Carl's not. I believe Carl's not watching today because I believe he and Trucker Andy are on their way back from Florida. So he's gonna find that one later. And JFK head chunk. Jesus, a Carl fish. I don't know why people are saying mean things about Carl. We've already established he's a very handsome gentleman. Eric's gonna need a minute. You're like Tom Snyder on the
Oh, that was awesome. That was so fantastic. Okay.
All right.
Oh man.
Well, I'll try and grab a thumbnail for this episode from the Piranha segment.
Oh.
Let's keep things national right here. Where are you at right now on Elon Musk, Eric?
He makes so much cool shit. I give him a wide berth, I mean,
Sure.
rockets, boring project, whatever, electric cars. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, look, I think that people like his honesty, the sort of the no bullshit style. Personally, I like his Nick Cannon-esque inability to pull out.
Okay.
The fact that he's leave it in Elon, I think that's definitely something that puts him high up on my list. So there was a fairly big conversation that he had. It aired in a few places, but I believe these clips are from CNBC. And Elon spoke with someone named Andrew Sorkin. And I think that's important as we revisit.
There's Carl again.
Right here. We're going to see, this is at the very beginning of that interview when Elon Musk explains why he's speaking with Mr. Sorkin.
So I will certainly not pander. And Jonathan, the only reason I'm here is because you were a friend. What was my speaking fee? So you're not making any. First of all, I'm Andrew, but yeah, sorry, it's okay.
So he says, Jonathan, you're a friend. That's the only reason I'm speaking to you. And his point is, well, yeah, I'm Andrew, but thanks.
Oh my God, I missed it the first time. I'm glad you said it, but holy fuck, he fucked up his name. How great is that?
Yeah, let's get that part.
I will certainly not pander. And Jonathan, the only reason I'm here is because you were a friend. What was my speaking fee? So you're not making any. First of all, I'm Andrew, but yeah, it's okay.
God damn, that's great.
Second of all, we've known each other for a very long time.
Very long time.
He looks like a combination of retarded Carmine Ragusa wearing a Tom Cruise Top Gun jacket.
Oh, that is definitely Tom Cruise Top Gun. Retarded Carmine Ragusa. No wonder the kids love this show, Eric. we speak their language, don't you think?
Jesus, look at him. It's all the big ragu right there. Jesus Christ, what a fucking ugly man. What happened to him? He looks like shit. I mean, his hair's all fucked up. Who cuts his hair?
He's got, I believe success has got to him. And what exactly is he wearing around his neck? Is that like some kind of I don't know, destruct system floppy disk or something?
Yeah,
I guess it would be floppy.
Some weird ass. It's supposed to look like a dog tag, but he bought it from that store, The Buckle in the mall. It's
I hope they stop.
Sorry, I did not mean for the clip to start in the middle.
That's all right.
So a lot of the attention from this interview came from the fact that Jonathan / Andrew is asking him about the fact that that X, which many of us still refer to as Twitter, had been losing advertisers. and there'd been something of an advertiser boycott. Biggest name would be Disney. So his best friend Larry, or whatever the fuck his name is going to talk to him about that. And a lot of times when I was looking for this clip, it was beeped, but I did find a good version of this clip. So let's see what Elon Musk thinks of old Bob Iger over at Disney.
I hope they stop. You hope don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
But
go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Okay. There's a lot there.
There is a lot there. Yes,
great
sir.
comment, but it's the I don't know, that epileptic type of movements he's doing. He has to face the crowd when he's saying what he wants to say in this weird herky-jerky way. He's a very uncomfortable human. You know that?
Yes. No, there's definitely, his skin is not the place he's the most comfortable. You know?
Right. And that Dr. Scotty Jones says he swings his head like he's looking for approval. And that's you said what I couldn't say. Maybe that's what he's doing there. Very, very odd.
Well, and it's also like, he like saw someone say, go fuck yourself in a movie once. So he's like, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and drop that. And there'll probably be thunderous applause. Instead, there was just nothing but confusion. So
Danny, Danny,
you go ahead.
Danny writes, the tags are from an Israeli given to him by a parent of a hostage. I don't think that's accurate. I
don't believe that's accurate. You know what? Here's what I'm going to say. I hope it's not accurate. Let's say that. Okay.
Thank you to funeral director who's digging deep, and that's very kind. Throws another $2 at us and says, love the show. Hashtag justice for Phil's dog.
Oh no. I hope Phil's dog is doing well, and Carl's Piranha is doing well, and John Melendez's cats. I know we don't talk about him on the show. There's a lot of animals to keep tabs on. I didn't pull any more clips of this, but he does go on to say, Elon Musk does, that he wants everyone to know that if X fails, it's because of the advertiser boycott. And his best friend, whose name he doesn't know, points out, it's like, well, wouldn't it be because of you, because of your decisions? Like, that's why the advertisers. He's like, no, I think that Elon thinks that people care more about Twitter than they actually do. Like, I like Twitter, but if I went to log in tomorrow and it wasn't there, I'd probably just figure out a way to put more stupid stuff on Instagram,
And exactly. And I know that they talk about advertising, how much money. When was the last time you ever even noticed an ad on Twitter? You know what I mean? When was the last time you actually went, oh yeah, they're all over. Disney's all over. I reckon I never pay attention to that stuff enough to even know who's doing what on Twitter.
Yeah, no, I agree. And look, there's plenty of ways to get the word out there. And, now that there's talk shows again, I guess the movie stars can go back on the talk shows. So let's head on over to the world of talk shows.
I said, can you dig it?
I think so.
WATB. Now who are these talk shows? Just who are these talk shows?
Did you get Spotify?
So we've got, at one point in my life, literally the funniest person in the world. And I'm sorry, I'm not talking about Jimmy Kimmel. We've got Eddie Murphy as a guest on Jimmy Kimmel Live. And I think that, look, there's that run in the 80s, basically from Trading Places until, probably stops right at Harlem Nights. But it's like everything he did was great, was some of the funniest, the best comedy. And somehow between then and now, he kind of Eddie, a little bit out of touch, but mostly boring. Have you seen many interviews with Eddie Murphy in recent years, Eric?
Yes, I've seen some of the interviews, and I'm always like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And then remember that weird monologue he did, or that opening he did on Saturday Night Live. It was horrible. I feel like he's fucked up, like he's got some brain damage or something.
Yeah. So he's still got stories because he's lived a life. He's known people. Like, for the most part, this interview was entertaining because of how much I liked Eddie when I was a kid. It's a lot of like, oh yeah, I did this thing that one time. And, he's got, anecdotes and things. But Jimmy spends a lot of time trying to help you and me and everybody else out there in the audience understand that Eddie is actually just like us. Yeah, he's been so incredibly famous for so long. He's so rich, but he's just like us. But then Jimmy goes and asks a question that proves, well, I guess he's not that much like us at all.
Did you get Spotify Wrapped today? Do you get the report on what you listen to? Do you know what that is?
The what?
At Spotify, they tell you what you listen to most this year, like musically. They'll tell you what artists. Do you have Spotify?
I don't think I have.
Oh, yeah.
It's
only $15 a month.
YouTube.
Oh, you have YouTube. Yeah. I know you love YouTube, right?
I have YouTube.
I have YouTube though. Yeah, well, because he's like, wait,
everybody's got YouTube.
He's like grasping. He's like, there has to be a way that I can, get back into this conversation. He's like, do you have Spotify? And it's definitely, it's like the way that Letterman used to play up the fact that he was this old, out of touch guy. He's like, oh, do you have the Spotify, Paul? Huh?
Right.
And do you like the Spotify? And Eddie's just like, the what? The way he leaned forward.
Yeah, it's like
Jimmy
he's like,
first
you
asked
mean Napster? Oh, you mean MySpace?
Yeah, wait.
Wrapped today. Do you get the report on what you listen to? Do you know what that is?
The what?
At Spotify.
He literally leans forward. The what now? Like, this is a
That's
character
funny.
that Eddie would have been playing on Saturday Night Live in 1981.
It's funny, but it's not because he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's funny for all the wrong reasons.
I know,
But,
Jesus.
That's one of those clips that I find, and I don't know, sometimes, and maybe you have the same thing happen for your show as well, Eric. Sometimes I'm watching something because I'm legitimately interested. I wanted to watch an interview with Eddie Murphy, but you always have to keep your WATB hat on. And I was like, oh, God damn it. No, I got to pull a clip of Eddie and Jimmy Kimmel.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to spend a little bit more time in the late night world because someone was kind enough to remind me that when the writer's strike ended, we started kind of cycling through the late night talk shows because they were finally back. And Eric, you and I both missed them terribly, right? I mean, I think we didn't know what to do without the late night talk shows. And
well, yeah,
every day we're just so much happier they're back, right?
Well, when I can see some of the madness that goes on with Stephen Colbert, and I realize that me talking to my dogs every day is actually better than what a staff of however many can put together on a network television show.
I don't know. I'm going to have to disagree because we learned so much about girl trends last week. But Seth Meyers is somebody that we have not spent time with yet. And in general, in my mind, Seth Meyers is still, reasonably funny, like probably the fourth or fifth, maybe sixth best guy to ever do Weekend Update, but he was good at it. I think he tells a joke well. I have not watched his show in many years. And I was in for a bit of a treat, but, the bad kind of treat, the old shit sandwich, 2 girls, 1 cup kind of treat. And this is a very long, drawn out intro to a bit. I'm going to spoil for you. I don't have the bit for you because the intro is so long. I want you to see the amount of pomp and circumstance that goes into setting up a bit on Late Night with Seth Meyers.
Here at Late Night, every night, I deliver a monologue made up of jokes written by a diverse team of writers. As a result, a lot of jokes come across my desk that, due to my being a straight white male, would be difficult for me to deliver, but we don't think that should stop you from enjoying them. So we'd like to share them with you now in a segment called Joke Seth Can't Tell.
Surprise! It's the 50th joke Seth can't tell.
Can you believe Seth let us do this 50 times? What a friggin' idiot.
To celebrate, we planned a fun surprise.
Well, fun for us.
And we did not tell Seth.
Just to be clear, Seth does not know what's about to happen, but he's probably already figured out he's not gonna like it.
So hold on to your butts for this brand new, extra special 50th Joke Seth Can't Tell.
So we are currently 52 seconds into this clip, Eric. Do you think that they've gone a long way at getting to the comedy? Or,
it's worse than you.
and look, I'm going to admit that's saying something. There's, I'm not going to lie. There's a little bit more before they try to get to the comedy.
Make way for those who tell the jokes that Seth cannot.
Guy's dressed like a Renaissance page boy. And now these two writers come in and they're waving. By the way, I have seen this bit before. This is not a bad bit when they actually do it, but they're waving to the audience. They're dressed elegantly. They're presenting Seth with some champagne. If Steph's not having fun, he's doing a great job at pretending.
Hello!
So we're a minute and a half in, Eric. Do you think that they're going to dispense with the comedy at this point? Do you think they're going to get right to it?
This reminds me of that, what's that fucking joke that everybody tells and they add layers
The
to
aristocrat.
it?
The aristocrats. Yeah.
Something like this is happening, right? Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we would definitely be laughing at this point in the aristocrats because you know what's coming. So, all right, we're a minute and a half in. Let's see if they can let Seth know what's actually happening.
We are two of Seth's writers, Amber and Jenny.
Now,
they are laughing.
is it going to be the same script we read earlier today?
No, it will not.
Writers are cracking themselves up. That's how you know it's funny.
Approved the jokes like a freaking idiot. And he gave us notes and we wrote them down with pencils. We're going to fix it. Okay, good idea, Seth.
We met 3 different times on it.
So I'm going to spoil it for you, Eric.
Oh, God, I'm going to kill
So
myself.
usually what they do is these two writers read jokes that were discarded because Seth felt he couldn't read them. They're actual monologue jokes. It's not a bad idea. The African-American lady will read any moderately racist theme ones, and the lesbian on the other side, she reads any gay themed jokes. Well, this week they were having Seth read them, and I'm like, okay, I mean that's a good swing on that bit, but I mean Michael Che and Colin Jost do this on Weekend Update like 3 or 4 times a year, and it's the best thing that they do on SNL, at least I think. And I'm like, so all this setup for a bit another show does, the show he used to be on, you know?
Oh God. It sounds painful when you describe it the way you just did.
Yeah. I mean, look, and I honestly, I don't have any of the jokes because the jokes are actually kind of funny for him to be reading them. But the 2 minutes and 3 seconds, some would say it's so bad. Why did you play it on your show? And sometimes it's just as simple as, well, I had to watch it. So why shouldn't we really just have everybody watch it? You know, I
Absolutely. No. Yeah. And it's that whole business of these people are paid high dollars. They've got numerous people that come up with this stuff, and it's no more funny than anything else we're just barely above them.
Yeah. Just barely. Yeah.
Dang Lizard spending a ton of money with 5 more euros says what we all have in common with Eddie Murphy is that nobody watched Pluto Nash. Have you seen that film?
I have not seen Pluto Nash.
I have not seen that either. And then Funeral Director also writes, first time listening, and y'all are quite entertaining. Thanks for helping my work shift past. No certification, no students, no master. # stolen valor.
Thank you, Funeral Director. Funeral Director's given us so much money today that honestly, he can put whatever he wants in the chat. Thank you, Funeral Director. Oh, and Nicola, who likes us both, by the way.
Yes, she's hot for us. She says, why doesn't Seth just do the flipping jokes? You're absolutely right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry about your puddle.
that might have been what would happen in Europe where Nicola lives, but I guess that, they only had like an 8-minute segment before they had to get to commercials. So let's use, a third of that with setup. So there's another bit. Yeah, we're doing more Seth Meyers, by the way, Eric. So get ready. They do a segment called Corrections. And I do get the feeling that this is specifically for the YouTube channel because it seems like the audience isn't there. But I think that when you work on a show, you kind of get a sense that other people care about the show as much as you do. And I think that when that proves to not be the case, somebody, because look, Seth Meyers probably spends, I don't know, 80 hours a week on doing a dumb show. I mean, maybe not now, 10 years in, but let's see how he addresses how people write comments on the correction segment.
I read the correction comments every week, and people often will ask questions that have been answered within the body of a previous corrections. People will say, what is he drinking? I've said Negroni in multiple corrections. How are you not watching all of these? Like, it doesn't work if you don't watch all of these. Do you watch Game of Thrones? I catch it when it's on. What? You gotta watch all of these. So many of the questions turn, what am I drinking? A Negroni. Did you know Doug Jones was the original Mac tonight? I do.
Yeah. So he's upset that people aren't watching all of these videos because he's taking the time to do it. And like, to my theory, it's outside of the actual recording of the show. So this is extra time that he spends. And he's like, wait, people aren't watching all of these?
I always marvel at the self-importance of someone who would ridicule the consumer. Yeah, believe it or not, we aren't sitting there like this, listening intently and watching everything you say or do. You arrogant fuck. God. And for him to say, all right, let's take the time to go ahead and now beat up the audience about this and something that also isn't funny. Yeah. It's remarkable that he would even think that that's okay.
Yeah. And, look, when I was in college, I was lucky enough to intern at SNL, and it was very exciting for me as a huge comedy TV nerd. And I would talk to people, back at college after the weekend and, hey, did you watch the show this weekend? And they're like, what? No, of course I didn't, because and it was pretty good at that point. Will Ferrell was still on, but no one. It's like, oh, right. Okay. Just because I spend 6 days a week there.
Right. People have lives. People have lives. Not everybody watches. Not everybody gives a shit. Their lives, for him to think that what he's doing is more important than what everybody else has going on in their life is fucking annoying.
If I had the WATP drops, I'd play No One Gives a Shit, No One Gives a Fuck right now. I would play that one. Yeah. Oh boy, Flex 316. You go ahead and read that one.
Concerning Christian and being the intern, how fun was that getting ass fucked?
Honestly, I didn't like it before, but now I'm okay with it. It's you learn when you try new things, you broaden your horizons. All right, let's get to some of the corrections. I've got 2 of them. This one I think doesn't need setup, but I think we might have some thoughts after the fact.
Last week, I called out Sal Gentile and said he was wrong in his interpretation of the landmark Supreme Court case, Marbury v. Madison. Sal was right, it turns out. But by calling him out in corrections, I did inadvertently get Sal into the Guinness Book of World's Records for longest mutter. Really had to talk Sal off. Like, he wanted to write a...
So,
God damn it.
God damn it is right. And there was a YouTube comment that I think really summarized the whole bit. This is like inside jokes with friends I don't have.
Thank you. Thank you. Now that's funny.
That's very funny. That's funnier than anything we just watched. And someone else said Seth does great impressions of people we've never met.
Oh shit, that's devastating. God.
Yeah.
I like our audience member, Killogic says, what the hell is this show? They can't even get him a suit.
Yeah. I mean, to his credit, this might actually be just for YouTube, but at the same time, they've gotten away from suits in late night talk shows. So I do believe he does dress casually. Well, I've got one last Seth Meyers correction, and I think it's an important one because he talks about something that everybody's talking about these days. Scooby-Doo.
We talked about Scooby-Doo last week and how he said Ruh-roh. I was told by many of you Astro from the Jetsons was the originator of Ruh-roh. Interesting fact here.
Okay.
The actor who did Astro would later go on to voice Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
And that must have been a very weird call from his agent.
Here we go.
He's like, hey, baby, I got you the lead in a new pilot. He's like, oh, that's great. Anything as long as I'm not doing another cartoon dog, if you know what I mean. You still there? Ruh-roh.
Oh no.
So he tagged his little performance piece
right
with the Ruh-roh.
I don't think that's that terrible, but something went wrong somewhere near the end. I can't quite put my finger on it.
It's the back and forth pretending to be the agent on the phone. I think the agent character was a choice that maybe given another opportunity, maybe he would have gone a different way. And
right.
1920s, like, all right, I'm going to make you a star, kid. You hear me? A star.
Oh God. Yeah. Wow. I didn't even know that the show existed.
You didn't know that Seth Meyers had
I didn't know that he does this YouTube thing.
Oh, this YouTube thing. Yeah. Corrections. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to keep an eye on corrections now I'm going to probably check corrections before I check the main show. And we will definitely visit in the talk show world again next week. I was delighted to find out that someone who I think is incredibly unfunny was filling in on the Daily Show, and that'll be the tease for next week. Here's how I know you'll hate it. I won't identify the comedian until next week, but Eric, I'm sure you will hate her as well.
Okay,
because I said her.
All right. Yep. Not much of a tease, but it's a tease.
No, it's all right. So anyway, let's leave the talk show world behind. Have you had enough fun, Eric?
Fantastic. Let's do it.
Let's head over to Sportscasters, everybody's favorite part of the show.
Home of the hourly triple play.
WATB, who are these sportscasters? Just listen and find out, who are these sportscasters?
We talked about...
Slowed down a little bit there, but that's all right. These things happen,
As this is an individual person.
So we are going to play with no context because the context is going to follow. This is an announcement from Chicago Blackhawks general manager Kyle Davidson. He's explaining the release of Corey Perry. He will not get into specifics, but he does want to make something very clear. And once he makes it clear, we'll make it clear for all of you.
As this is an individual personnel matter, I will not be able to disclose any details related to the initial reporting, investigation, or the findings. However, I do want to be very clear on this one point. This does not involve any players or their families, and anything that suggests otherwise, or anyone that suggests otherwise, is wildly inaccurate, and frankly, it's disgusting.
So, Eric, I can't imagine that this story wasn't on your radar. You know what he's talking about, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. The fact that at one point the rumor had to originate that 18-year-old phenom Connor Bedard, who is literally just going to rewrite the record books. He's fantastic. And his mom,
he's like if Sidney Crosby wasn't a pussy. Yeah,
exactly. And here he is. He comes into the league, first year pro, kicking ass. His mom is kind of milfy 38, 39, and 35-year-old Corey Perry. The rumor was putting it to Connor's mom, but good. Okay,
but good. Yeah,
and then that's why he was let go, and everybody ran with it. They just loved it. That we're like, everybody wanted that to be the truth.
Right. I mean, I think we wanted it to be true. And I feel like, Eric, we're not doing our jobs as broadcasters. And who are these broadcasters? If we didn't share a photo of Stephanie Bedard, who is Connor Bedard's mom, and there she is with Connor right there.
Right.
And, I look, and it's interesting because I was reading that as you stated a moment ago, Connor's 18. So he's always got a family member staying with him. Sometimes it's his dad. Sometimes it's his mom, who I don't know. I mean, I'm not quite sure what that specific jersey is she's wearing, but the name on the back probably is MILF.
That's the Petersboro Pete's, where he played junior hockey.
Oh, okay, great. And I also think it's important that while we do this kind of in-depth exploration of Connor Bedard's family, I think we should also point out that sometimes his, legal guardian is his sister Madison Bedard. And I did my research on this.
Oh,
she's 20.
Hotter.
She is 20. So, there's a picture of him. So it's a little blurry, but that was kind of the best one I could find. She's a gymnast.
The mom looks much better than her.
Sure. I mean, if that's your type, Eric, you know what? See, you and I aren't going to fight over the Bedard family. So I think we'll be fine.
But, as much as I wanted this to not be true, to be true.
Yeah, to be true.
I don't think it is. I don't know how the fuck that even started. Who's the asshole that came up with that one? But man, that really has fucked this kid up. He's like, and besides, Corey Perry's whatever the fuck he did, he's married to a super hot chick too. So I don't know what the fuck is going on here in this one.
So Corey Perry issued a statement, and he also, he basically also stresses, no, I didn't fuck anybody's mom, but he doesn't use those words. It's like, it doesn't involve, it's this is my mistake. It doesn't involve family members of anybody. And Connor actually spoke yesterday. He didn't really say anything. It just seemed super uncomfortable for him to have to talk about it. Can you imagine having to address that?
Yes, having to talk about somebody poking your mom. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Or like, no, he did not poke my mom.
Did you ever walk in on your mom getting slammed, Christian?
Fortunately, no. Something tells me that you have a different answer to that from the way you posed it.
No, I didn't. I didn't actually experience that. I've never experienced that. So, but I talked about it on my show. I mean, my kids walked in on my wife and myself at one point, and that was horrible. But
at least it was you and your wife and not Corey Perry. I mean, that would have really thrown. That would have been a bit of a wet blanket.
She was super young, my daughter, and my wife was on the business end of my ding dong. And then later on in the day, we're like, well, I wonder what she saw. And we kind of danced around. She's only like 6. And she goes, oh, I don't know. I just saw that mom was eating ice cream in bed. We're like, oh my God. She thinks my dick is ice cream. Oh, fuck, shit.
Well, as long as your wife says the same thing. Yeah. How would you feel about spending a few seconds watching Connor Bedard awkwardly explain that no one on his team was railing his mom? Let's give this a moment.
I don't need to answer any more questions about this stuff. Obviously it's all just a bunch of BS on the internet, and it's of course been an effect on myself, my family, and that's not fair. But who cares? It's out of our control. And
he goes on for another 40 seconds, but so
he doesn't. He needs to get more pissed off.
Yeah, exactly. Because who started it? And by the way, I mean, you've been around enough teams. Someone on the team probably started it.
Oh,
yeah,
fucking A.
Oh, well, anyway, that is one of my favorite stories that we've had so far. And look, whatever day of the week you do a show, if it's only once a week, you're gonna have to sit on some stories for a while. And this one, I think I found out about like last Tuesday afternoon, and I was so disappointed. I'm like, oh my God, we can't talk about this for a week, Eric.
Yep.
Well, we haven't spent that much time talking about Taylor Swift and the Swifties. Because I think I think most of the world and the NFL has kind of moved on, but the Chiefs were in Green Bay, and I mean anybody who knows anything about Green Bay, they don't really have much there. They got the Packers, they got cheese curds, and I don't know, cirrhosis of the liver. Is there anything I'm missing that they have in Green Bay?
Maybe the guy from Making a Murderer is in the prison nearby there. That's about it.
Okay. Well, that's a celebrity, but you have to actually go to him. This is a celebrity coming to see you. Okay. And there was a lot of coverage of reporters waiting at airports and not getting interviews with her. There was a lot of buzz around Green Bay, but the 10 seconds that I'm going to isolate here are basically the antithesis of what I think of when I think of Green Bay Packer fans. I tend to think of, tough, burly, manly men, not secret Swifties.
Packers fans there for football.
No, I'm not a Swiftie.
Admitted to being secret Swifties.
We are never, ever, ever getting back together.
I hope that's after an entire 30-pack of Leinenkugel. Okay. That's the only explanation for that I think anyone could accept.
I just don't know how these people are actually able to have a relationship with all this nonsense. Can you imagine the spotlight? Every single thing you do.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You got these two idiots in the parking lot singing your song. I'll let you get to super happy fun chatter. Yes, sir.
Says Taylor Swift is dating a football player. Finally, a way for gay dudes to enjoy the NFL that doesn't involve rooting for the Cowboys.
Super happy fun chatter. I wish that had a few more dollars on it. I'd like to read that at the end. Maybe I'll read that at the end of the show as well. We'll do a little chaser on there. So if that wasn't painful enough, Eric, and I know we went through a lot in that Seth Meyers clip. I'm not going to play this entire thing, but there's a gentleman in the Green Bay area. His name is Tim Crispy. And he was so excited about the idea that Taylor Swift was going to be descending upon Green Bay that he did a parody song. And, we can take a breather anytime. You let me know if you need to tap out. But let's see what Tim Crispy has going on in his head.
You like luxury, but you don't know what it's like to watch a game here in Lambeau. You're probably like, damn, is that Todd Rundgren? You like barbecue, we got dairy, and you'll never have a better Bloody Mary. I know you're thinking, gee, what's all that stuff? You start drinking early. So stop your overthinking, yeah, we're really good at drinking, grilling, brats, and sausage links, and you can experience that in your suite.
Okay.
So come on down, we'll buy you a round. So, you need to come down and be with the crowd. I'm like, get out of the heat and out of that suite. Let's sip on some Crown. You need to come down.
So
that's fun. I like
there's
it.
Another minute and a half, but you seem to really be vibing, as they say.
Yeah, it was
you were
right.
feeling Tim Crispy, weren't you?
Yeah, it was silly, and I think it helps that we're watching the clips.
Yeah, the clips go a long way. Yeah, our audio audience all began tightening a noose around their necks.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like fuck, but it was good enough to give you 57 seconds.
Yeah, I decided to freeze on this lady because prior to that, I was let's just say I was discouraged about the survival of the human race in Green Bay. I was looking for, I don't know, a chick who was like a 4.5 or a 5. And
I've
Crispy
been
hadn't
to Green
found
Bay.
any.
I've been to Green Bay, and it's just the fucking stadium. That's it. There's nothing to it. It's poverty, and frozen lakes and the stadium. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, people hope for stuff like a pregnant broad breaks into their house and then they get to shoot her. I mean, that would improve life in Green Bay, right?
That clip, God, that clip was amazing.
Well, thanks to Jody B for that. But I got a great clip from you just yesterday, Eric, because Jason Garrett did the unthinkable. Make viewers of Sunday Night Football miss Chris Collinsworth. And I believe there's a number of instances of this, but I think that this one is the most telling for what the broadcast was like. Let's take a peek at it.
2 for a day. By the hang time, sunset time. The best time out here in Southern California. Very nice.
Okay. Yeah. So Mike Tirico sharing the booth with Lenny from Of Mice and Men. Very nice.
Pretty much. And there was so many examples of this. He would always do this weird, nervous laugh when it wasn't needed. And especially when Tirico's, okay, we'll take a timeout. They got the Christopher Cross, the sun setting on the Pacific Ocean and in Southern California.
Look, this is TV. He's not hitting the post, but he might as well have hit the post in FM radio. Just listen to how smooth Mike Tirico is here.
2 for a day. By the hang time, sunset time. The best time out here in Southern California. Very nice.
Very nice. Why did you say anything? Shut the fuck up, Garrett.
Yeah, I know. Dude, you're not getting paid by the word.
Shut up, dude. What are you doing? He did that the whole game. Like somebody would break a leg. Oh, he would just laugh.
It's funny because now that you did it like that, it made me realize that he's like Jackie the Joke Man from the house. So speaking of broken legs, by the way, you sent me another great clip. Do you want to set it up or should we take a look at it first?
So Alvin Kamara, the Saints, gets pushed out of off the sidelines. And you know the guy that holds the thing that shows the first down, the chain gang?
Yeah, the chain gang, of course.
He's got the yellow vest on. Well, Kamara hits him in the leg and snaps one of his twigs. Look at that twig. Hold on. You can see the look on the guy's face. Like, and the twig there's a knuckle in the middle of his leg. Oh, shit. Oh, no. God damn it.
Eric, you were kind enough to also send me a screen grab. I think that the agony of neither victory nor defeat. It's just the pain of doing your job. But and you can actually see the leg here, right?
Yeah, that ridge there, that's a broken bone that went through his sock and it's coming through his pants. He snapped it like a fucking twig.
Oh, and the player just is like, he kind of looks and he's like, all right, I got shit to do.
Yeah,
you know?
he's just like, all right, smell you later, and he's gone. Alvin Kamara. Yeah. Well, he's a prick anyway, Alvin Kamara. So I'm surprised he didn't kick him in the face. So,
well, he probably muttered, walk it off, gay boy.
Fuck
something
you,
like
cracker.
that.
Fuck you, cracker.
Well, on that note, we will leave behind the world of sports and go to everybody's second favorite part of the show. We're going to visit with politics for a moment.
A lot of people talking about Christian and Carl's segment, making it great with Who Are These Politics?
So Sean Hannity is he's many things. You know, we found out he was a former tough guy when we had him a clip of him a few weeks ago, but he can definitely put together a show that people want to tune in to. You know, he had this event. I don't know if you got to see any of it, Eric. It was a debate between Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and California Governor Gavin Newsom. And I mean, what they have in common to me is how much I dislike both of them. One of them is actually my governor, so it's probably I'm probably a little bit more invested in that, you know.
Well, they also have in common that neither of them is making a run for the White House.
Right. One of them's trying, and I have only 2 clips from this. So some people in the audience, including Carl, will probably be proud of me. I have one Gavin Newsom clip and one Ron DeSantis clip. I'll let everybody in the chat decide just based on our clips who wins. But I thought Gavin Newsom got a good one in here.
But there's one thing in closing that we have in common is neither of us will be the nominee for our party in 2024.
Well, that's what I just fucking said.
I know.
That's great.
Exactly. So he agrees with you. So you're like, wait a minute. I think Gavin Newsom just got my vote. I mean, he's not running, but if he did, yeah. You know, look, I think it's it's 11 months between now and the election. I think if one of them were to end up on a ballot, it'd probably more likely Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, absolutely. And it should be, because we don't want that fucking brain dead retiree in office. That's embarrassing.
Kamala Harris, I thought she's doing a bang-up job. I don't know what you're talking about. But I am going to give credit to Ron DeSantis, because Ron wants to present Gavin Newsom with a very interesting map.
This is a map of San Francisco. There's a lot of plots on that. You may be asking, what is that plotting? Well, this is an app where they plot the human feces that are found on the streets of San Francisco. And you
that's I don't believe that. There is no way.
I don't believe it either.
Yeah.
However, for just straight up trolling, I mean, it's basically the entire city of San Francisco.
The whole thing's a pile of shit. What an asshole.
And I mean, I haven't been there since pre-pandemic, so I can't vouch. But from what I hear, this is not too far off from the state of San Francisco right now. You know.
Well, you mean the city, or do you mean like the
current
state?
Status? Yeah,
current
no,
status.
You're right. I appreciate you correcting me, because I'm not very smart. I do know that San Francisco is a city, but I meant the current state of it.
Gotcha.
The status,
All
as
right.
it were. Yes.
All right.
But look, if just based on those 2 clips, shit map wins every time. You know, I mean,
It's very funny.
Advantage DeSantis there. You know, I no notes for Ron DeSanctimonious.
I would just hold that up after everything that Newsom said. This is your city. Jesus.
Yeah.
Has anybody figured out the point of this fucking thing, that they bring in these 2 losers that nobody gives a shit about?
I think it's one of those things that, having, you know, worked in political talk radio, it's like you put a lot of stuff out there. It's like, you know, he probably, for some reason, I guess Sean probably buddied up with Gavin Newsom, thinking it might be useful to have him as a guest. And he was like, well, you should debate Ron DeSantis. And he was like, okay, I'll do that. And you just figure they're never going to do it. The network doesn't want to give you time for it. But then it actually happens, and you're like, all right, I mean, I guess, yeah, let's see how it goes, you know?
Thank you to Liam checking in with the super chat. $2 to say USC is heading for the Honorable Mention Bowl.
Yes. Oh, well, don't worry. There'll be bowl talk in a little bit. We've got a couple more things politically speaking. So Zane just described this show. Yeah, that's fine, Yuchi. I look, you know, do we bring our A game every week? No, but we bring an A for effort every single week. Okay,
you asshole.
Well, okay. Do I bring my A game every week? How about that, Eric? I'll leave you out of it. Wait, where did your dogs go? I just realized even they don't want to watch this.
Oh, they're fucking tired of this shit too.
All right. Well, it's too bad, because I believe Chris Christie's voice is like a dog whistle. I believe that's something that they would have responded to really well. Chris Christie taking the bold stance that he doesn't want to fat shame Donald Trump. However, he does fat shame Donald Trump. So let's hear this for a second.
When I was in Hurricane Sandy, I was never heavier in my life, Neil, than I was at Hurricane Sandy. I am right now 90 pounds less than I was.
Is that right?
Yes, during Hurricane Sandy.
So that's the second clip I meant to play. Yeah. But Neil Cavuto's reaction is why I pulled that. He's like, I am 90 pounds lighter than I was in Hurricane Sandy.
He's astonished. He goes, God damn, you don't look it.
You're so fucking huge.
You're so big, I can't even notice that you've lost 100 pounds, you pig.
Yeah, well, playing them out of order kind of takes some of the fun away. But because I did set up him fat shaming Donald Trump, I feel like, it's worth at least giving Christie his time.
And, at the end of the day for him, and I have said this in return, like who's he? Hercules? I mean, we've seen the pictures on the golf course. I mean, I'm not going to call them the same things, but we're not talking about an Adonis over here in Donald Trump.
But you're thinking it.
No.
I like that clip because of how much Cavuto is enjoying it. I think nobody has any fun on Cavuto coast to coast,
Well, after that, which was said before the clip you played first, and then he follows it up with, hey, I lost 100 pounds.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, okay, he's still so fucking fat that he's still morbidly obese after losing 100.
Yeah.
That's remarkable. There are very few people on the planet who can make that claim.
Yeah, so I think that he's definitely ready for the White House, Chris Christie. So this is basically a last minute addition to today's show. I saw and heard this clip very close to showtime, and I want to share with you. You remember we talked about John Fetterman on this show before. You remember him, right?
He's the idiot that dresses like a slob.
Yes, I think that you summed that up perfectly. I am definitely going to give him credit, though, because he did post this. This is from his official Twitter.
Hey,
and
Bobby.
I know that some of us call that X, but he bought a cameo for, for disgraced New Jersey Congressman Bob Menendez. And he bought the cameo from also disgraced congressman, now expelled from the House, George Santos. It's 24 seconds. He spent like $350 on this. So
yes,
that'll kind of add up to the mental acuity for John Fetterman that we've talked about before.
Right.
But we're talking about next level trolling, the shit map, getting a cameo from George Santos. I am definitely going to tip my cap, or at least, put up and down my hoodie in honor of John Fetterman here.
That's very good.
Yeah. Let's see what Santos had to say to Bob Menendez.
Hey, Bobby. Look, I don't think I need to tell you, but these people that want to make you get in trouble and want to kick you out and make you run away, you make them put up or shut up. You stand your ground, sir, and don't get bogged down by all the haters out there. Stay strong. Merry Christmas.
Now, is he aware of all the things in play there?
I don't think he knew who bought it. I don't think he knew who Bob was. And it's only 25 seconds, by the way.
Oh,
I bought a few cameos for people. They're usually about 2 minutes. But
yeah. I remember one time I tried to buy one from Zumach, and I think he charges like $30 or something like that.
That's not bad.
Which is more than what I charge. But
yeah,
he wouldn't do it. He'd fucking declined it. He said, fuck you. I was like, you asshole. What are you doing?
I did buy my friend a cameo from Chip Chipperson. And here's the funny part. You know how much it cost? $69.
Yeah.
Fucking home run, Chipperson. Anyway, George Santos, I thought, being on Cameo, he had a limited number of cameos, and I believe they've all been claimed, but he has been expelled from the House of Representatives. So I'm thinking he's going to be back on Cameo, and maybe they'll be cheaper than $200. But that is basically we're doing an infomercial for him right now. We're letting people know.
We absolutely are. We're falling for it. We're idiots.
We're idiots. But George Santos does bring us to this week's Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
Flashback.
WATB. Way back into time. Let's find out who are these broadcast histories.
And I don't know about you, but I'm going to miss George Santos. I feel like we squandered our opportunity in the first 4 months of this show by not having more George Santos clips. You know, Eric?
I agree. I think we kind of missed something as Randall contributes with maybe I'll buy the minimum of his cameo. Quote, I am a gay crook.
So I've got two greatest hits from the era of George Santos. And this is an appearance he made with Kennedy, who a lot of us remember from MTV, but she's had a political show for a while on Fox Business. Then I think it was on regular Fox, and pretty sure it's not on anywhere right now, but she has kind of a priceless interaction with George Santos about OnlyFans.
Is it true that you have an OnlyFans page and you can peel a banana with your feet?
I don't have one, and it's, you know, I'll indulge you this. I just discovered what OnlyFans was about 3 weeks ago when it was brought up in a discussion in my office.
What do you think?
And I was oblivious to the whole concept.
You just can't tell the truth. All right, so how many times have you seen the movie Catch Me If You Can?
I've never watched the movie.
You should watch it. I think you'd really
like it. Yeah, I love the under her breath, like, I just can't tell the truth. And we can hear the delay and the hookup, so you can hear her voice echoing. So she knew how to use it. So she said it really softly, followed it up with something loud. There was no way he was going to hear that.
Yeah, that was really good, actually. I'm a fan when that happens, when you slip one by and the whole world knows it except the one creep.
Except the dummy that you're talking to. Tulsi Gabbard was a little bit more hard-hitting. I believe she was filling in on, I think this was Fox News Sunday. She had some questions, and I remember when this happened, I could not believe that this was his answer. Let's see what he has to say to Tulsi asking him about his heritage.
My heritage is Jewish. I've always identified as Jewish. I was raised a practicing Catholic. I think I've gone through this. Even I've not being raised a practicing Jew. I've always joked with friends and circles, even in the campaign, I'd say, guys, I'm Jewish. Remember, I was raised Catholic.
So his alibi is literally, I'm not exaggerating, it's literally a John Lovitz joke. In his stand-up, going back like 10 years, John would say, there's a rumor that I am a Jew. It's not true. I'm Jewish. It's literally a John Lovitz punchline.
That's well, we're gonna miss him. That's too damn bad.
Well, he'll probably be on the show next week.
Good.
I mean, look, the request will go out, and look, it's just really a matter of whether or not he will say yes, because we've proven that we don't say no to anybody who wants to come on the show, Eric.
That's exactly.
And I think you might know where this is building, because this is the moment where the show should be ending. We should be tallying up the super chats, taking our cut, giving some to Carl. But I felt like it had been too long, and I wanted us to check in with our buddy, Hack Ride. So Hack Ride is back, and Eric, you can take a look at the video this time around. You'll see it's 3.5 minutes. Sometimes there's 7 or 8. So Hack Ride, I think, fits into this show really well when he understands the format of the show, that I'm the only one who gets to drag on and meander and be fucking ponderous, as the great Casey Kasem would say. But this will tie into some of the ball talk that Liam was looking for earlier.
Hello, everyone. This is Hack Ride, and I have returned. Yes, I know you all hate me, but I have come back anyway. And yes, this fucking happened. The Ducks lost by 3 again to Washington. Again.
I just heard you laugh.
It was fucking awful. Anyway, I was licking my wounds and I was like, it's okay. Everything will be okay. We get a New Year's 6 game. It's going to be amazing. It'll be against, I don't know, Georgia, Missouri, one of these great teams. Let's see who they gave us. Liberty. Liberty fucking University, a Bible thumping college that shouldn't have a football team or shouldn't be competing in Division One. The 23rd ranked Liberty. What are we doing? We're the Ducks. This is an insult. The Fiesta Bowl's an insult. All right, so I had to Google who the fuck Liberty was, what they're about. And this is what I found. Yes, this is their last chancellor. You may recognize the name, Jerry Falwell Jr. He had a bit of an issue. Let's watch.
That scandal that has rocked Liberty University and the political leader. Lieutenant Giancarlo Granda calls Falwell a predator, saying he engaged in sexual liaisons with Falwell's wife while Falwell watched. But you say from the start they were both involved?
He was aware from day one of our relationship, and he did in fact watch.
All right, that is the president of the school that Oregon Duck is playing football against. He just watched his wife have sex with another man. What are we doing?
So how would that work? Describe the encounter.
And then towards the end of my work shift, she's like, hey, would you want to go back to my hotel room? And as a single 20-year-old, I'm like, yeah, of course. And then she's like, but my husband wants to watch. And immediately I thought it was a bit strange, and I backed off. And she's like, oh no, but he's not going to do anything. He's just going to sit in the corner, and he just wants to watch, and it's his thing. And she mentioned that they were actually at a swingers club the night before, but it wasn't their thing. They said it was kind of gross because there was too many people. They wanted a more intimate session. We talked for a bit. I relaxed, and then we went upstairs, and Jerry was laying on the bed. He was laying on the bed. He was drunk, and he was giggling. And again, I'm kind of weirded out at this moment. And I said, hey, if at any point you get jealous or you want me to back off, just...
Again, this is the university they want to put up against the number 8 Oregon Ducks, Nike University.
Let me know.
Look at this.
He's like, no, just go for it. I don't want to get too much into the details, but he enjoyed watching.
Oh, we all know what that means. Yes, he enjoyed watching. That means he finished, most likely. Anyway, so with this new pertinent piece of information I had, I thought, hey, well, maybe it's not so bad. We just aren't marketing it correctly. So, Fiesta, Oregon, and you weirdos are at Liberty University. Let me introduce you to my marketing plan, yes? It is a great one, and I think everyone will like it. Yes, it is. The Cucks versus the Ducks. Here we go. That's right. That's right. The number 8 team in the country. And then the people that like to sit and watch people bang their wives. Battle on the field. Yes, this will make me happy. I don't think anything can make me happy, honestly.
So, Eric, I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I'm saying that's the hack ride video that you've enjoyed the most.
Yeah, I did. I really thought that was funny. I liked how he did that. And then sorry that I stole the joke, or I posted the guy who stole the joke. But that was fucking great. I loved it.
Yeah, and I had no idea that that was the matchup for the Ducks. So I learned that from Hack Ride. And see, we can inform as well as entertain here on the show, and we hope that that's what we've done over the last 93 minutes.
Oh, I know we have. We have killed it. We are absolutely, totally won everybody over. Everybody that is chatting loves us.
We had an explosion. We had a pregnant broad getting shot. We had another guy who filmed an explosion, making his pregnant wife clean up in the dark, where there's a kiss avatar. We had everything in this show. That's what we've done today.
This was the breakthrough show is what this was.
Well, because this was the first Hack Ride video you liked. So I think that's the real breakthrough for you.
Totally. Taking a victory lap. This is fantastic.
Well, I do have it on good authority that Hack Ride will be joining us live before the end of the year. So you can hope that his next video lives up to this level of enjoyment for you. But we do have to get out of here, don't we, Eric? We got things to do. I've got a child unsupervised downstairs for the last 2 hours, and no one super chatted anything that should make me go yell the C word in her face.
No, we don't want to do that. We don't want
to do that. Okay.
We had one chat. We had one for $19.99 and another one, and I'll get to in a second when you're ready, for $20 is what we'll end up going.
$20 is the winner. I do remember that we had some great super chats today, so I'm personally going to say thank you to everybody who gave those to us. But Eric, if people want more of you, where do they go for that?
The best thing to do, a lot of people just want to hear the audio. So wherever you download shows, the Eric Zane Show podcast, you can listen to that. Or you can go to my website, ericzaneshow.com. I'm also on Twitch, Eric Zane Live, all one word, because my show is every day, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. If you want to watch it live, that becomes the audio podcast. I've got a Patreon. It's all described when you watch the show on Twitch or on the audio podcast.
Right. And if you want to do what I do, which is stare longingly into Eric Zane's eyes, you can be back here next Tuesday for this show because
of course
he will stare back. And if you want more of me, you can find my personal podcast, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST. There's a YouTube channel. There's the audio feed. I'm on X. Hello, X World. I'm there at Christian DMZ. But I believe that's all the time we have for now. So let's get our super chat of the day. Okay. That's right. So I have to say them angrily. Okay. Boy, funeral director really got in on that one by 1 cent. So kudos. Funeral director gave us a ton of money today, by the way. So thank you. Funeral director might be our David Chandler. So until next time, I'm Christian Blatt saying, remember, every mic is a hot mic. Cut! Fuck! See you next week.
See ya.